This is a conical gear, snapped in half. This is a small repair shop in Peshawar. Normally, a brake like this, split in two, would mean throwing it out and getting a new one. But finished parts are hard to find locally, and replacing it would be very expensive. But the master mechanic here, a level 8 fitter, took a look and surprisingly said it didn't need replacing. It could be fixed. He said it was just a minor break, no big deal. For just 2,188 rupees, the gear could be restored, which is much more cost-effective than buying a new one. Unexpectedly, with his dazzling maneuvers, he actually restored this gear to be brand new, making it reusable. The final result was truly astonishing, so how did he achieve this? Clearly, direct welding of such a brake wouldn't meet requirements, but the master has a unique method to ensure the repair is strong and durable. The first step is to machine one broken end flat, then drill a large round hole in its center. Next, the master takes a round steel bar, places it on the lathe, and machines a steel pin to match the hole's diameter. This pin will then be hammered into the hole, firmly securing it as a connecting piece. To ensure the connection's anti-torsion strength, the structure of the other end is completely different. The craftsman needs to machine away the excess portion of the round steel until the required diameter is reached. Then a layer of color is applied to guide the manual saw in cutting a section of thread. This thread plays a crucial role. Under the craftsman's skilled operation, the machining is completed. This half of the gear is set aside for later, while the other half is processed. It's clear that as the craftsman trims the cut surface, the gear's lengthwise wear intensifies. Even if the two halves are re-welded, it's still shorter than the original, affecting its use. So how can this length loss be compensated? The master first smoothed this half in the same way, drilled a hole in the center, and using the hole as a base, machined an internal thread corresponding to the connector. Then he began an unexpected operation. This operation surprisingly involved directly turning off the outer gear structure, removing the part that wasn't needed, ultimately machining it into a regular ring. On the outside of the ring, a larger thread was then machined. The driver next to him was completely baffled. How could a gear missing half its teeth still be used? But the master, unhurried after finishing the thread, took out a steel plate and cut it into a circle. He planned to use this steel plate to hand make a new gear, replacing the missing part. The master said this would compensate for the gear's lost length, and there'd be no extra charge. It's true, there's nothing they can't do, only what you can't imagine. Though, after such a repair, you might not be able to afford the electricity. Under the master's skillful hands, the steel plate is precisely turned, and an internal thread is machined in its center. This allows it to be tightly secured to the remaining part, forming a single unit. Now, only the final and most crucial step remains for the repair, using this as a foundation to create the gear structure. However, before this, a bevel must be machined at their connection points to increase the fusion area, ensuring they are securely welded together. After welding, trimming, and removing rough seams to make the surface smooth and uniform, it's all ready. Now, it can be welded to the other half to form a single unit for gear processing. This gear structure seems complex, but its processing is quite simple and straightforward. The master first turns the steel plate into a cone, following this half gear's extension. Then, after drawing the tooth shapes, he uses an angle grinder to cut away the excess material in the middle. This pineapple slicing-like operation seems casual, but in reality, each surface needs smooth curvature and precise structure, truly testing the master's skill. However, with his 30 years of experience, once all the cutting is complete, this conical gear is fully repaired, as if it had never been damaged. So do you think this repaired gear can still be used?